What do you consider to be the most dangerous road in the world? The most dangerous road in the world. There's a road in Bolivia. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it is called the Youngest Road. It is a 40-mile stretch that connects two towns or two cities, very key cities there in Bolivia. And it is through a mountainside, and there are rock slides there. It's a very narrow road, so when you have oncoming traffic, it's kind of a life or death situation there. When you watch a video on this road, you see when you travel this path, there's crosses all along this road from where people have died. They say that anywhere between 150 and 300 people die a year on this road, and it's nicknamed Death Road. So, what's the most dangerous road in the world? Sometimes it is that path in which we take that we may be at a crossroads. Where do we need to go? Which direction do I need to go in? Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails." You know, we really can't make those choices wisely without seeking God's discernment. God is all knowing. He is all present. Last night we were doing a devotion with our kids and read the passage in Matthew chapter 10, verses 29 through 31, and somewhere in there it says that God has numbered the hairs on our head, so do not fear. You just think about how many times in the Bible it says do not fear. So you think God may be on to something there. Matthew 6:27, "Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life?" You might want to choose the path that is the easiest. Man, I'm going to take that way, or the path that's most comfortable to me. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." You know what? In my experience at least, I've found that when you're at that crossroads, most of the time, the path that is the easiest is not necessarily the right path to take. Because otherwise, how is God growing us out of that situation? Matthew 6:33 through 34. "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Matthew chapter 7:13 through 14 says, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Isaiah 40:31, one of my favorites, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." What does all this come down to? It all comes back to, no matter the situation, John 3:16, "For God so loved the world," not just me, not just you, not just your neighbors, not just this church or that church. "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." Everlasting life. No better road than that.